Good morning and welcome to another Wingman workout. Welcome to the Wingman's Path, where we find positivity moves us closer and closer to our goals of living a life of our dreams, right? Kim, you know what I mean? Manifesting a joyous life. That's what we're talking about. And today's practice is a good one. And maybe it's because I'm in such a good place right now. Because I'm in a pretty good place. I'm having a nice weekend. I had dinner with a dear friend on Friday night. I have friends staying over with me in Providence, Rhode Island, and I'm having a nice time. And somehow I listened to something about unconditional love. Unconditional love. And I run in the circle, I interview a lot of different authors and angel channelers and Reiki healers, and I hear a lot about unconditional love. But I've always thought it's a pretty tough thing to have. Like, I'm not sure, do you have unconditional love? Do you feel unconditional love in your life? Because if you do, you're a pretty lucky person. I'm not sure, is there unconditional love between spouses, a husband and a wife? I think there's often conditions on that. How about with a parent and a child? Maybe that's the closest. Maybe a dog, and its owner, or fur babies, whatever you want to call it, yeah. Unconditional love. Wow, I'm not sure it's even possible. But one thing I do know is every time I've been on the Wingman's Path and I started practicing something, well, it started moving me in that direction. And you never know what happens when you start sparking some positive energy. When you start feeling positive energy and you start surrounding yourself with positive energy, well, you step on the shoulders of giants and start getting some pretty good things done. It's a great team to have. And I started thinking, well, maybe, just maybe, I could feel unconditional love. How would that feel if you send out unconditional love? And of course, we know the universe matches that feeling and sends you back unconditional love. Like, what does that feel like to have love with no conditions, right? No conditions. Hard to imagine for me. But it doesn't mean I can't try. But it doesn't mean I can't try. And it doesn't mean that you and I can't practice sending out unconditional love and receiving unconditional love. And so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to practice sending out unconditional love. We're going to practice getting that feeling, that vibration into our subconscious. Because when we do, and when we are able to send out unconditional love, we're going to start receiving unconditional love. And that's a pretty impressive thought. That's a pretty nice feeling to have. Can you imagine how much better you'll be? You'll be a better version of yourself, right? If you're receiving unconditional love. I like it. I like it. Let's give it a shot. So, we're going to say unconditional love. You can say it in the form of a question. You can say it in the form of a statement. You can say, I'm sending out unconditional love. I'm practicing sending out unconditional love. Say anything that you can believe, or just say the words unconditional love. And as you do, imagine, right? Imagine you're sending out unconditional love. Or imagine you're feeling unconditional love. Either one is fine, right? Practice that feeling. And when you do, you're going to get a step closer. I'm not saying you're going to get there tomorrow, but you're going to get a step closer and a step closer and a step closer and a step closer. And before you know it, you're going to be feeling some unconditional love. So let's practice for 1 minute saying unconditional love. Thank you so much for joining me, because I know that together when we start building our community, and I thank you so much for sharing these videos and for building this community, because I know the more the community, the more positive energy that gets generated. The easier it is for each of us to generate more positive energy. So let's do it. Unconditional love. Wow, that's a pretty cool word or phrase. Unconditional love. I'm going to practice sending out unconditional love. I'm going to practice feeling unconditional love. I'm going to send out unconditional love today. I like this. Unconditional love. That's right, unconditional love. Unconditional love. Breathe that in. Breathe in the feeling of sending it out to someone. Send it out to someone. A kid, a loved one, send it out. Practice the feeling of loving them unconditionally. It's not easy to do, but it takes some practice, and we're going to get there. Because the more you practice it, the better you'll get at it. And when we get better at sending out unconditional love, when our community gets bigger and better at sending out unconditional love, you'll start feeling it easier. I thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you being here. And have a wonderful day. One in which you practice the feeling of sending out and receiving some unconditional love. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Your wingman, Michael, signing off.